2 years ago, and I have joined now the E-Club of Canada 1. I'd like to go down the list as I see the people that are here, and I would like next to request Bruce to introduce himself. Bruce Kleeberger.
Thanks, Peter, and Sergeant Peter, and welcome special guests. It's my honor to speak to my time with the club in a few minutes. I am one of the founders of the club. I am a charter member of the club, and I'm looking forward to hearing more what the other charter members and presidents and special guests have to say.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Next, Ellie, are you ready to introduce yourself a little bit and your guests extensively? You have quite a few guests at home, I understand.
Well, yeah, we have a few. My name is Ellie Contreras. I'm also a founder member of this club, charter president, and we are currently in Mexico. And we have some very special guests here. Let me see where we start. Why don't we start with Nancy here?
Okay.
Nancy, would you introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Nancy Meyer, and I'm from Eugene, Oregon. My husband and I are here in Mexico. We just finished a week at Project Amigo in Cofradía, and we're here in Manzanillo, and Ellie invited us to come to the meeting this evening. So it's my first e-meeting live, and impressive.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Walt Meyer, and I'm with Nancy and part member of the Southtown Rotary in Eugene, Oregon.
Hello, I'm Eileen Pike. I'm a guest of Ellie tonight and looking forward to the meeting.
Ken.
I'm a guest of Ellie, and I'm from British Columbia, Canada, from Osoyoos. And we came down for Project Amigo.
And you're a member of?
And I'm a member of the Rotary Club.
Oh.
Osoyoos.
I'm Roy. I'm from Ottawa, Canada. And I'm visiting Manzanillo and a guest of...
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
My name is Roy Pike, and I'm a guest of Ellie. We're from Ottawa. And my name is Ramiro Contreras, and I live here with Ellie too, and a member of the Osoyoos Rotary Club in British Columbia. Nice to hear from you guys.
That was it. That was our introduction.
Well, congratulations, Ellie, on bringing in a large contingent to this. Bringing in a large contingent to this meeting. That's awesome. Next, Jim Ferguson. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 4th anniversary of the E-Club. My name is Jim Ferguson. I'm a charter member of the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1 and past president for the years 2015 to 2016. And I reside at Skelton Lake, Alberta, which is about 2 hours northeast of Edmonton. And I'll talk to you all later.
Okay, thanks, Frank. President Frank of our club. We have two Franks here tonight. President Frank Jakobczak, could you introduce yourself too?
Hello, Peter and distinguished guests of the Rotary Club. Tammy and I are here from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm looking forward to being part of the program. I'll turn you over to Tammy if that's okay, Peter.
Hi everyone. Just having a great day here. We were at a Rotary meeting today at noon at the Las Vegas Downtown Club. It was awesome. They sponsored a soccer team from England, a private school, so it was a great day, made some new friends. I've been with Rotary since 1992, thereabouts, in Summerside, PEI, and Halifax, Yellowknife, and now we live in Red Deer. Thanks for having us all today.
Awesome. Next, Colleen Milne. Have no sound, Colleen.
Hi, everybody. I'll try this again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's good.
Good. Nice to see everybody and hear everybody online. I'm in Victoria, British Columbia. I've been a Rotarian since 2002. Originally a member of the Rotary Club of Colwood, and then I chartered the Rotary Club of West Shore here in Victoria. I've been a member of the E-Club for just over a year. Past club president, past assistant governor, and I enjoy the flexibility of the E-Club and love Rotary. Glad to be here with you tonight.
Thank you very much. David Merritt, please.
Yes, sir. Oh, the camera's on. Hi, good evening all. And Ellie, you're really having a party down there. My name's David Merritt. I've been a Rotarian since 1991, formerly with the Terra Club, the Rotary Club of Cochrane, and I was a charter member of the E-Club of Canada 1. And glad to enjoy the fellowship of a great bunch of people. Thanks.
Thank you, David. Doug Dyer, can you talk now? I'm not hearing you. No. Sign language is not all over the world. Okay, I'll come back to you later. Thanks, Doug. Jean-Michel Crépin, are you there?
Yes, good evening, everybody, and welcome to all the attendees. And I am a charter member of the E-Club. I was formerly with the Strathcona Club in Edmonton. And I'm celebrating my 50th year in Canada in 2017. My classification is agrologist.
50 years in Canada.
Yeah.
How did you manage?
Congratulations.
I didn't have to cross a border in the snow.
Okay, John Kay.
Okay, here I am. I am not a charter member of the E-Club, and when I joined, I was the new guy, so I got drafted to be secretary, and I now do all the work to keep this thing going.
It sounds like a real American to me.
Hey,
where are
that
you
takes
located?
a lot of effort these days too.
John, where are you located today?
I am located in beautiful Blaine. The sun is shining. I am looking out the window at White Rock, British Columbia, so I'm pretty close.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Lynn Ternosky.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to be here, and welcome to all the people that are with us this evening. Joined Rotary in 2001. I've been in the Stratford Rotary Club of Festival City, Stratford, and then came to the E-Club, and have enjoyed many roles here, particularly with projects. So I'm currently president-elect.
Thank you, Lynn. Norberto Lu, where are you today? No sound, Norberto. No sound. Can't hear you. No, another. I'll get back to you too, Norberto. Just hang on. Keep trying. Hang on. Trying. Now I hear you. Okay. Sharon Blaker, where are you today?
Hello, everybody. Happy anniversary to the E-Club. I'm in Chilliwack, British Columbia, in my home, and I've been a Rotarian since 2005, and my Terra Club was the Rotary Club of Chilliwack, and was past president there, and I'm probably one of the newer members, having joined in July of last year.
It's already last year. Yes, time flies. Next, we have a special guest, past District Governor Tim Schiltz. Good day, Tim. It's been a while.
Hello, Peter. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to come up for another visit. Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to the E-Club on 4 great years. It's been a fun ride watching. I'm, as Peter mentioned, I'm immediate past district governor. I've been in Rotary since June of 1988, and Jean-Michel, this is my 57th year in Canada. Have a great evening.
Thanks for being with and joining us, Tim. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Next, Vicky Horsfield.
Hello, everyone. I'm greeting you here from San Antonio, Aguascalientes, Guatemala. Felicitaciones in 4 years celebration. I'm a fairly new person to Rotary, having joined a year ago, August. And I very proudly am wearing my Rotary pin, which I received last December from Doug Dyer when I went to visit him in Nicaragua. And I just want to say how grateful I am to be a member of this club. I have gone to meetings in Montreal, Nanaimo, Washington State, Oregon, California, and here in Guatemala, and I've met some amazing people, and I'm so proud to be part of this group.
Thank you very much. Doug, we're going to try you again. Did you manage to get some sound? We know Doug is in Mexico, and he was bragging about how good the internet connections were where he was. If not, Noberto, have you been able to improve the sound?
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Oh, okay. Well, nice to say hello to everybody. I'm Nosberto Lu. I'm from Guatemala. I am a Rotarian since 1987. This year will be 30 years, a lot of time. And I'm very glad to be with you celebrating your 4th anniversary. Congratulations. And by the way, I'm getting used to see you every month. So nice to be with you again. Thank you.
Where are you today, Noberto?
I'm living in Ottawa. Since,
and Vicky is in Guatemala and you're in Ottawa.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You guys
we keep
awesome.
balance, you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Barb Reitz, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, it's Barb Reitz. I've been a Rotarian since 2005, and I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Fort McMurray.
Welcome. Good. We'll just continue. I think there haven't been any other people that came in. Brenda, I see Brenda, but I don't know who that is. Are you there, Brenda?
And you do know me. Usually we meet in the parking lot.
Yeah, where is the parking lot? I missed you.
We both missed the parking lot this time. But I'll introduce myself quickly. Brenda Tyson with Rotary Club of Edmonton Northeast. So I am in Edmonton at my home, and I'm offering congratulations to the E-Club because I was there 4 years ago when we were enjoying a beautiful evening in Lisbon, and I'm happy to be back.
Awesome. It's great that you are able to join us. For those of you that have been here for the first time, I forgot to mention where I am, and I am in the Dominican Republic and drove back today from an area where my family was this last week, all visiting from Canada, and they're now all over the place, and walked back in the door 15 minutes before we started. So I'm glad to be able to be here with all of you. So we'll continue with the program now, and I would like to ask Lynn Tarnowski to please introduce District Governor Laura Moirie. Everybody else, could you please turn off your mic?
It's my honor tonight to introduce District Governor Laura, whom I met on my recent trip to Edmonton. Recent to me, probably not at the speed some of you go. Laura joined the Rotary Club of Westlock in 2002 and is a second-generation Rotarian with the classification of financial consultant. She's had a perfect attendance since joining. Wonder how many of us can say that. In 2006 and 2007, she became the club president, and she's a multiple Paul Harris Fellow and benefactor. Laura found her niche in Rotary through youth services. She served as District 5370 RILA, Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Chair, from 2009 to 2014, and District 5370 Youth Services Chair from 2011 to 2015. Laura also served on the Rotary International RILA Council in 2011. With the support of her club and some visionary Rotarians, a comprehensive youth services strategy was implemented that saw meteoric growth in the Interact and Rotaract clubs in our district. The Rotary clubs of District 5370 wholeheartedly supported these youth programs, and our district was recognized for its important growth at the 2012 Rotary Zone 2432 conference in Vancouver. Laura believes that by building collaborative spaces that recognize the amazing contributions youth can make, we will ensure Rotary's future. Laura is a proud mother of two wonderful sons, Benjamin and Matthew, and I'd like to introduce you to Laura.
Welcome, Laura.
No sound. Laura, we have no sound.
That better?
That's better, and turn it up. Yep.
So thank you, Lynn. It is a pleasure this evening to be asked to introduce Dean Rohrs. Dean is our Rotary muse, a woman who walks the talk and has held every single important position in Rotary, and now will be entering in the 2017-18 year as Vice President. So we are ever hopeful that she will hold the one last spot as she has permanently cracked the glass ceiling. So let me tell you a little bit about Dean. She is the owner and administrator of Ride Technologies, Inc., which supplies soil stabilization products for road construction. Earlier in her professional career, she was a nurse in Cape Town, South Africa, and worked as part of Dr. Christian Bernard's heart transplant team. From 1959 to 1990, she was active in the Red Cross in South Africa. She also has served on the board of the West End Seniors Network and currently serves on the board of a girls' school in Malawi. Dean Rohrs is currently serving her first year as a Rotary International Director. She's been a Rotarian since 1989 and has served as a Rotary Coordinator, Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator, and District Governor. She's a member of the Rotary Club of Langley Central, BC. She is a foundation benefactor, major donor, and Bequest Society member. She and her husband, Reinhold, are Paul Harris Fellows. Dean inspires us, and recently she held a zone conference in Winnipeg that proved exactly what a humanitarian that this woman is. I can't say enough good things about Dean. She is a rock. She is a visionary. She inspires, and more than that, she helps us act and be better Rotarians than maybe we even imagined ourselves to be. So it's my pleasure to introduce the amazing Dean Rohr.
Thank you, Laurie. Oh my goodness. I am always truly humbled when somebody has to do an introduction like that, and all that I could wish was that my mom and dad were here to hear it. It's been an amazing Rotary journey because, as some of you probably know, I grew up in a Rotary family, and my father was a gentleman who did not approve of women in Rotary, so he never recognized me as a Rotarian. So today, to have this incredible honor of serving as Rotary International's Vice President next year, I often wonder what he would have said. I know my mom would have had a smile on her face because she never approved of his attitude, but anyway, there we are. Firstly, I want to say an enormous thank you for having me here this evening. I'm truly honored that you have invited me to share this amazing experience and the celebration with you. Congratulations. Congratulations on being in the forefront of what Rotary needs to do about membership. To have shown your success over the 4 years that you have been an E-Club is truly amazing. I am so proud of what all of you have done. Just to have the name Canada associated with it really makes me smile. You know, it is very, very critical for us at this time to consider what is happening in membership. You have all heard about the rezoning, that in North America we have lost 2 of our zones. Zones are based on, Shelley, it's just purely a numbers game. There are 1.2 million Rotarians in the world, and it has to be split evenly across 34 zones. Well, the way as a zone is made up has changed dramatically. Our zones in North America were struggling, some of us with under 30,000 membership per zone. And then there are the zones in Asia which are having 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 Rotarians in a zone. So they had to change the way that zones were comprised. And we lost 2 zones in North America, and 1 zone moved into India, and Africa became its own zone. And so it should, because these are areas of tremendous membership growth. Our membership is on such a steady decline in North America that I really fear for it. I fear that we, those of us who have been in Rotary for many years, are the ones that are the stasis. We don't want to change, yet change is absolutely critical. If you are selling a product where you have no customers, why are you still selling that product? I think you, as an E-Club, is offering a product that many people now want. And I think I was truly delighted at the Council on Legislation to see the enactment passed, which now means that there's no difference in designation of clubs. E-clubs, Rotary clubs are all under the same umbrella now. There's no difference between these clubs. So to know you've been brought into the fold and you are 100% part of Rotary in every single way, I think you do lead the way and that you can teach us a tremendous amount. Rotary is a fascinating organization to belong to. I have to pinch myself. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I literally have to pinch myself. How on earth did I, this old dame from Africa, get this incredible opportunity? I'm not super wealthy. I've never sat on enormous boards of institutions. I'm not a world authority on anything. Yet Rotary has given me the opportunity to travel the world and to see the good in people. I meet amazing, amazing Rotarians all over the world. And it just makes your heart sing to realize just how good people can be. And we as Rotary are there to help anybody with a passion to do humanitarian work succeed in a way which I don't think any other organization can do. So that's kind of what I wanted to say to you, and I just encourage you to go ahead in everything that you are doing. Be the forefront of Rotary. Keep telling us how we should be doing Rotary. Stay strong, and just thank you for your commitment. And I wondered if I could just open it up for questioning, perhaps for the next 5 minutes. There are some burning questions amongst you. Any question that you would like to ask about Rotary? I'm not sure how you do it in this medium, but what do you think? Shall we do a question here? Ellie, what do you guys think?
That'd be awesome, Dean. The way we do that in this medium, or the way I'm going to have it done, is if you want to ask a question, like Bruce will, you just click on the camera, we see you, and you ask the question. If more people want to do that, just be quiet until we give you the word. But click on the camera so we know that you'd like to ask a question. Bruce, please go ahead.
Welcome, RI Director Dean. Are you still living in British Columbia?
Yes, I am, and sorry, I should have said I'm actually home tonight. I'm home in my own little hole, in my own little home, and it's absolutely wonderful. I haven't slept in my own bed for weeks, so it's been an absolute wonderful thing to do. I live just outside of Langley at the very edge of Surrey, and I'm very, very proud to live in such a beautiful part of the world. I belong to the Rotary Club of Langley Central, and what an amazing club it is. So no, I'm delighted to be part of this community.
Hello there. Hello there. Can you hear me? This is Bill Bartley, and I see my name up there. So how do I'm making a makeup here for I belong to the Kenmore Club. And this is the first time I've used the E Club. So how do I get credit for this makeup?
Bill, this is Peter Denoy, the Sergeant at Arms. We'll get back to you. I saw you come in, and please turn off your microphone. I will. You can introduce yourself in a minute, please.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Follow up, Dean. Yeah, very quickly. Around 4.5 or 5 years ago, there was an attempt to form an E-Club in District 5050. That didn't happen. This club happened instead. Can you tell me if there is one in 5050 now?
Not to my knowledge, no. There's some innovative thoughts of, like, they've just started a passport club, which is a different concept. It's not per se an E-club, but it is a club which has formed, and you can then make up at any single club anywhere in the area. So it is a face-to-face club in a sense, not so much an E-club, but also fairly innovative. No, not in District 5050, but I think there is one in 5040 next door. Anybody else have a question?
Yes, Dean, it's Peter Denoy, and
Hello, Peter.
I have a question about the E-clubs, because about a month ago I contacted RI, and they will send me, every time I do that, a list of all the E-clubs in the world, and there's over 300 of them. I have a concern about that there are different kind of E-clubs. Some of them are just on Facebook. Some of them are like us and meet on a regular basis and do all the regular stuff on it. Others have both Terra and E components. And so I was hoping that in Atlanta we may be able to discuss some of these things to get some more uniformity in that. Do you have any ideas or heard anything about that?
Peter, I think Rotary International's attitude is make it unique to yourself in whichever way that you want to make it work. I don't think they're going to do rules and regulations which say an E-club has to be structured in a certain way, meet in a certain way, or do things in a certain way. Rotary is really asking people to be flexible and to put into place a club, be it a Terra club, an E-club, or a combo club, in a way that works for you, for the community that you are servicing and who you have brought together. They are even starting to talk about clubs which are purely project-focused. So if your passion is in water, you might join a club, whichever format it is, be it a Terra, E, or a combo club, which only works on water or human rights or peace or whatever it is. We have to start being not so rigid in the way that we set ourselves out there. If we are encouraging the youth of today to join Rotary, to replace us with all our grey hair here, then we have to be flexible in so many different ways, and we have to listen to the voice of the people that are joining us. So there probably will be an E-club booth. I think there was last year at the convention, and you might have some conversations with the people there. But I personally do not see any time that there will be a conformity as to how an E-club should operate. Rotary's waiting to hear what works for you.
I have a question.
Yes, John.
Dean, what are your thoughts on membership, which you alluded to during your remarks of with having lost 2 zones in North America? How do we stop this churning? People coming in the front door as fast as people are going out the back door.
It's not happening everywhere in the world. We are losing faster in North America, and we're declining madly, and they're growing in other parts of the world. We have to learn what the people around us want. We have very, very successful clubs in North America, and these are usually the new innovative clubs that are growing by leaps and bounds. The young clubs which meet just for an hour, much as you people only meet for an hour online, but meet in a pub somewhere, that don't have any Rotary ritual, that have no formality in a sense. I attended a youth conference which was extremely interesting. What came out of it around meetings was what they wanted to do, what they want to come together in fellowship. They want to have a dialogue which will result in action. And that's all that they are interested in. They are not interested in singing "Oh Canada" or the Rotary ritual or the usual palaver and formal ways that we have. They just like to get together, organize what they need to do, and have fun while they're doing it. And they want their families involved, and they want to have a time when they feel that they're being constructive and not just holding meetings for meeting's sakes. So I think that is the way that I see North America developing if we have the courage to accept it.
Thank you. I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's time for one more question. Anybody else has one more question? First come, first serve.
Well, I think I've answered everybody's questions here, Bruce. Thank you. So thank you for this time with you, and again, congratulations to everyone.
Lynn Tronoski, would you please introduce Frank Reitz?
There we go. Well, I don't know. Here it comes. We'll try again.
You're good to go.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yes.
There we go. Okay. It's my honor tonight to introduce you to District Governor for 2017-18, Mr. Frank Reitz, and his wife Barbara, who married in Winnipeg in February 1968, and where Frank worked for the City of Winnipeg Hydro as a draftsman, and Barb graduated from Winnipeg General Hospital Nursing Program. But then again, in '69, they moved to Edmonton and then on to Fort McMurray in '72, and they're still there 45 years later. They have 2 children, Christopher and Katrina, both married, and hear this, they have been blessed with 14 grandchildren. So congratulations. I don't have one. Frank's classification is real estate. He's been a realtor with Remax in Fort McMurray since 1996, where he has represented his vocation, serving as Vice President of the Fort McMurray Real Estate Board. As a member of the Wood Buffalo Builders Association, which he chaired in 1998 and 2002, he was also director of the Building Committee of the Fort McMurray Family Crisis Society, as well as the chair when the society received a $13 million provincial funding for a new facility. Frank served on the Community Futures Wood Buffalo for 2 terms from 2009 to 2015 as a member of the Lending Committee, and he joined the Fort McMurray Kinsmen, where he was a member from 73 to 84 with Barb, being a member of the Kinnett Club, and their journey of service in the community began. Both were involved in club projects in the small community and served as committee chairs and held most executive positions, with both serving their respective clubs as president. Frank chaired the Fort McMurray Kinsman Blueberry Festival in 2 consecutive years and served as deputy governor for 11 clubs in northeastern Alberta. Aren't we lucky to have Frank? Our Kinsman, from Kinsman to golf. In 1986, Frank was invited to chair the men's night program at the Miskina Golf Course, which he did for 6 years. He was elected to the position of golf club president, representing golf on the McDonald Island Park Society, and later as board chair. Frank joined the Rotary Club of Fort McMurray in 2001, where he served as membership chair for 3 years, from 2002, club president in 2005-06, and assistant governor in 2008 to 2011. Frank is a director of Rotary Links at Wood Buffalo, the Rotary Club of Fort McMurray Golf Course Project. Frank and Barb have multiple Paul Harris Fellows and have attended 7 District 5370 conferences, 2 Zone 24 and 32 assemblies, 1 International Assembly, and 5 international conventions. As your District 5370 governor for 2017-18, Frank says he is committed to working with the district and club leadership to strengthen club membership, focus and increase humanitarian service, and enhance Rotary's public image and awareness to ensure that Rotary is making a difference. I'm very, very pleased to introduce you to Frank, and we met a year ago as well. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Lynn. And I have to echo, I know we all read our own bios. I didn't think it was that long when I wrote it. It didn't read that long when I read it. Anyway, it's a real pleasure to be here to celebrate your 4th anniversary, and it's certainly not my first E-Club meeting, and I hope to join you on many others. Dean, your commentary is always inspiring and innovative. Barb and I have known you, have had the privilege to know Dean for about 2 years now. We met in Edmonton around the first She's All That event to celebrate women in Rotary, and it seems like we run into each other from that point on at every Rotary function that I attend anyway. You spoke about your time in South Africa, and as a young white woman of privilege in a society advocating apartheid and witnessing and experiencing racism and abuse of the times. You then spoke of the revolution that engulfed the area and the challenges faced by women and children living through the atrocities of apartheid, of how difficult it was for you to remain passive in such troubled times. And then you talked as well about how your time after university changed your life. The stories you relayed with such conviction and passion make it impossible for the rest of us to just sit back and listen. Dean, your Rotary journey from your early involvement with the oppressed and underprivileged and your travels and work with Rotary Interact and Youth Exchange to bring about peace and harmony. Your commitment is truly a gift to humanity and will certainly encourage Rotarians to make a difference. You've served in many capacities in Rotary. Your intro told us that, and I know you are not yet done with your journey. I would like to thank you sincerely for what you have brought
to Rotary, and it's my hope that sometime soon we will wear your theme tie. Thanks again, Dean. It was a pleasure to hear you tonight.
Thank you very much, Frank, and thanks, Dean. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Frank, for joining us and stimulating us in the usual outstanding Rotary way that we see from our leaders. I'd like to go on with our program, and we have two more people that need to introduce themselves. Doug Dyer, are you able to not use sign language this time?
How's that?
Are you?
Do you have me?
Fantastic, Doug. Yes, I can.
You got me? Yes.
Hopefully.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'll stay with it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doug. And Bill Bartley, could you please introduce yourself? Welcome to our E-Club Canada 1 Assembly.
Thank you very much. I was making a makeup, and someone told me it's a wonderful way to do it. I belong to the Canmore Rotary Club, and it took me a while to get in and understand how to get in. I'm glad I stuck with it and was able to get on. And just I realize I have to make a donation, which I'll do at the end of the meeting. And I assume I also fill out the guest form. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
You can come and visit us anytime, anywhere. And that's the nice thing about the E-Club. It can be anytime and anywhere.
Absolutely. I've got you now. I got the go-to meeting thing now, and I've got the information, and I will certainly join you on a couple of occasions again in the future.
That's awesome. And you picked an outstanding meeting to join anyway. It's not every day you get a chance to listen to an RI director.
No, and congratulations on your 4 years of fellowship.
Thank you very much, Bill. It's been a pleasure seeing you. We'll go on to the program, and we have some very exciting things because we're going to reminisce. And the 4 past presidents that have been involved with our club will each take a turn and present their thoughts and experiences of the years that they were president. So first is Ellie Contreras, who was the charter president and the president from 2012 2013. Ellie, can you take over? No, continue your charge.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. When I asked President Frank how we could celebrate the 4th charter anniversary of our club, he suggested that each of the presidents talk about the highlights of their year and also share the vision for our club. Well, after giving that some thought, I realized that the highlights for me were not so much the 4 months that I served as our president, but the 2 years prior, during which we worked hard as a team getting our club chartered. There you go. Luckily, I was not alone in this. The very first person on board was Bruce Kleberger, who stayed with me all the way. And I had never met him in person. Our communication for the first year was via Skype and emails. But then finally in the spring of 2012, we met in person for the first time, making this our very first fellowship event. Are you able to see the slides?
Yes, we are.
Good. Not long after that, we had the pleasure of welcoming past District Governor Al Bergsma on our team. Al was a good friend and also had a lot of experience in Rotary. He agreed to serve as our interim treasurer. And on one summery day in 2012, him and I went to the bank in Stony Plain together to sign the papers for our very first bank account. Al was later accepted in our club as an honorary member, but sadly passed away on August long weekend in 2015. Another huge supporter for our club was Tanya Wolf, also past district governor, with whom I had discussed consolidating a group from her district, 6330, to join us to be able to charter. So once we set up a club owner page, we were able to offer weekly meeting material. And believe it or not, our very first official guest attendant or attendee was District Governor-elect Tim Shields. We also had full support of my dear friend and mentor, the late past RI Director and past RI Vice President Monty Audenard. It was wonderful to have him joining us. At times I thought, putting the meetings together, what am I doing, spending so much time preparing meeting material for just a handful of viewers? We were very anxious to get our charter to be official, and the hard work paid off once RI approved us as an official club on February 23rd, 2013, with 3 clubs sponsoring us. One was the home club of then District Governor Kevin Hilgers in Grand Prairie. The second club was my former club, Terra Club in Stony Plain, Alberta. And the third club was Sarnia Blue Waterland from District 6330. Our charter was a true e-experience, with members and guests attending from various parts of North America. Bruce was in Mesa, Arizona, with District Governor-elect, no, that can be because, yeah, one of the G-string people, Betty Skripnik. Several of our members celebrated in London, Ontario, together with past District Governor Tanya, who was also accepted as an honorary member of our club. Ramiro and I were in Mexico with several fellow Rotarians. Our first large get-together was at the district conference in Edmonton, where we were very well represented with as many as 9 of our members together. At this same conference, we were awarded the Hans Granholm Award for Best Use of Club Runner. That was quite an honor. We have received a lot of help, and one person that really was a huge help in our efforts to charter was Chris Brown from RI's Club and District Support. We engaged in numerous emails and phone calls, and then later we met at the International Convention to discuss policies. You know, how do we do that? How do we do that? Chris passed on so much of his wisdom to me that he figured I would be a good candidate to be part of a forum on e-clubs at the Portugal International Convention. That was a lot of fun. The chartering of our e-club took 20 months, a little longer than your average presidency. But in the end, it was all worth it, and I am very proud of our club and all the achievements that we have made together, including our claim to be the best e-club in cyberspace. We have had our ups and downs, and we have learned much in the process, but we also have a lot of potential, and we must share our experiences with others. My vision for this club: as a leadership organization, we set an example to impact positive attitudes amongst our members. We inspire and motivate others to discover and develop their potential, and together make our club grow. So to all of you, happy anniversary to the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. No, that's later.
Thank you very much, Ali. That is excellent presentation. Learning things on the go, you know, having been only less than a year a member of this club. Thank you so much. Next, the following president, 2013-14, was Bruce Kleberger. Bruce, could you please reminisce about your year?
Thanks, Sergeant Peter. Do you have my screen now?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, Rotary E-Club of Canada 1 carried on in 2013 after 4 months of excellent leadership from President Ellie and just past District Governor Ellie. And my experience with leadership began, as she said, with District Governor-elect Skrepnik and I moderating the beginning of our club, our chartering of our club. It was all headquartered in Mesa, Arizona. I had a chance to attend PETS in Edmonton that spring, and District Governor-elect Skrepnik, of course, was very influential in the beginning days of our club. This is the agenda of our very first installation meeting of a new president, and it was held at my home. We broadcast it around the world to Portugal, to London, Ontario, Edmonton, White Rock, and beyond. This was a fellowship meeting that was held in White Rock. It was the first group photo of the third of the White Rock, third of the club, E-Club, which actually resided in District 5050. A third of the club resided in in Edmonton, out of Edmonton, and a third of the club resided out of Ontario. And in this club, several of the charter members, including charter member Chris Langley and Doug Dyer, Winston Conyers, and Ken Hunter, and our guests are here. The president of RI that year was Ron Burton. He gave us an opportunity to meet him online. He attended one of our meetings, and one of our initial projects was the world's greatest meal to help end polio, which was begun by Ross Hallett and Darlene Hallett, charter members, and with great assistance from Jim Ferguson, they conducted some poster and then world's greatest meal event at the West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton. Meetings were attended by district officials. This is now District Governor Betty Skrepnik. And more fellowship. This is now towards the end of my year. We have some new members sitting around the table, Beverly Rasmussen and John Kay, who's our current secretary, in attendance. The district meeting in my year was held in Edmonton, and in this photo some of the members of our club are in the photograph. Some who were in attendance didn't make it into the photograph. Beside me on your far left hand side, our current president Frank is there, and his lovely bride Tammy Wah, who spoke to us a moment ago. Ellie is here, and you won't guess who the guy way out on your right-hand side with the hair is. That's our own Paul Falco. And special thanks also, as Ellie did, to past RI director Monty Oudnart, a personal friend from many, many years ago, and also a strong supporter of our club and a friend of Ellie's as well. We had that year an opportunity to participate in a fundraiser. Leona Boyd, classical guitarist, recording star in Canada and a true Canadian, provided us at no charge CDs for us to sell to the friends and contacts of our members. We made over $1,000 on this Rotary project, and it was our first outreach type project. And our first very organized project, which is an ongoing project. And here we want to give huge thanks and support to our incoming president, Lynn Ternosky, who piloted this particular project from the beginning, inflamed the energy and inflamed the donations from all of our members and from much support also from the district. And then we turned this whole operation over to the stewardship of Jim Ferguson. The vision that I have for our club is that we all get together and support our incoming president, and we work with how she sees this club going forward, because it's our president's vision who we should support the most, who we should see through to the end of the year.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. I'm a little confused because I think Doug was the next president, wasn't he not? Doug Dyer?
Yes, indeed, it was me.
But it looked like Jim, but it was actually you, right?
It was me.
Big apologies, Captain Doug.
How quickly they forget. Anyways, my year was 2014 to 2015, and I'm very pleased to be a past member of this club. When Bruce and I and Ellie sat down and contemplated my presidency, I think at the time, back in 2013, we were thinking, you know, we've launched this great ship, you know, will we be able to keep it afloat? You know, we had more or less 20 some odd members, and didn't really know what an E-Club was. We sort of knew, but we didn't completely know what direction we were headed in. The RI theme for my year was Light Up Rotary. So we thought, well, how does an E-Club in Canada light up Rotary? And the thought occurred to us, well, let's see if we can have the RI president join us in a meeting. And a simple phone call to international headquarters, and I was able to talk to the president's secretary, and they said, give us some dates, and President Gary C.K. Huang will be there. So we put everybody into motion in the club, and there was lots of hours and lots of sweat and anxiety, and we picked a date in early January 2015, and we had several test runs, and we were crossing our fingers. We even had one of our members, Paul Favell, from the Northwest Territories, actually at our headquarters live. And at 4:30, I remember it very well, we pushed the buttons, and there was Mr. Gary Huang's smiling face. We had hundreds of Rotarians from around the world. I think we had 12 different countries, and it was a roaring success. And it was one of those moments that really helped bond the club, I believe, because we had to all come together and we worked towards a mission. And any great club needs that kind of project or mission to be successful. I'm personally extremely proud of the projects that this club has been able to achieve in its short life. I personally didn't think we'd actually be able to come this far with the projects and the success we've had. I think we should all be very, very proud of our club. As a past president, I have an interesting perspective because basically spent 3 years on the board and was involved in decision making and had a vote and a voice, and then now I'm back into membership. And our club, because it's an E-Club and because of its nature, it's very easy to fall between the cracks. And if you're not in the executive and in the leadership, I think a lot of members find it very easy just to sit on the sidelines. And my vision for the club would be that we find a way to draw in more of our members so that they're more engaged, they're more involved. We do know that it's a personal commitment that people have to take that on, but they have to be aware of it. But I look at our roster, and we've got wonderful, wonderful Rotarians and great individuals in our club, and I think we're underutilizing our membership. I also know that past President Bruce Kleberger did an amazing job last year with the new membership and the membership committee, and there's a lot of wonderful tools there that need to be implemented so that people are engaged in our club, and I'd like to see more membership involvement overall in the future. But overall, I'm very pleased with our club, and I must say one of the side benefits is the wonderful connections that I've made within the club, and when you actually meet the members, as I've had the luxury of doing, it's just really it's reassuring to know that you are still a part of Rotary, and you have wonderful Rotary friends. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Doc. Excellent information about what happened and where we should be going. We really appreciate your input. So now, indeed, we get to go to the good-looking guy, Jim Ferguson. Man, that was a beautiful picture. I haven't seen you looking that well since I met you.
Yeah, that's an old picture, that one. But thanks very much for that, Peter. I'm just going to shut off my camera. I'm going to have a presentation about my year, which was 2015 to 2016. Can you see it?
Correct, yes.
Good. Hopefully it all works. Let's see if the computer cooperates. There we go. So the year started with a surprise visit. The district governor nominee-elect Frank Reitz and Barb surprised my wife Jocelyn and I at the induction ceremony by showing up and coming out to Skeleton Lake, where I live. And we had a nice Rotary breakfast, and we had an induction ceremony that Doug Dyer put on from BC. On July the 15th, we had a Sylvan Lake E-Club meeting with Ross and Darlene Hallett, Gord Lewis, myself, and Frank Yakimchuk. So Ross Hallett's on the left, and Darlene, his wife, Gord Lewis, myself, and Frank, President Frank. So during my year, EPOD started meeting. They started up in Edmonton, BC, Northwest Territories, and Ontario. Here's a picture of the Edmonton EPOD at the beginning, Darlene, Ross, and myself. West Coast EPOD, Henri, Bruce, John, Doug, and Ken Hunter. The Northwest Territories EPOD, Biswanath, Chakrabarty, and Paul Falvo. The Okanagan EPOD, Dylan Stander, Ellie and Ramiro Contreras. Ontario EPOD, Nishant and Lynn. During my year, online weekly coffee chats were also started up with an idea from Paul Falvo. District Governor Tim Shields and Sally visited our club online. Here's a picture of that evening. In October of our year, we had a visioning session. And then we also had the annual general meeting in December. We had members that actually attended the District 50-50 visioning session with Pat Bond. I believe Bruce Kleberger was there, Doug Dyer was there, Chris Langley was there, I believe Ken was there too. John Kay, I believe, was up there as well. So it was phenomenal that they actually went to the site, and the rest of us met online. At our annual general meeting vote, Lynn Ternosky was voted in as our next vice president for July 2016. Dawson Creek, we had the district conference October 1st to the 4th in 2015. where Ellie gave a presentation about Project Amigo. This is a picture of the E-Club members, and we were all trying to figure out how the photo booth works as it was snapping pictures. So there's myself, Frank, Ramiro, from left to right, Darlene, Ellie, Ross, and my wife Jocelyn. In March the 11th and the 12th, we had spring learning in Edmonton. And I met up with Lynn Ternosky, and she brought and presented me with a gavel and a bell. It's an antique gavel and bell. She brought it from Ontario. In Edmonton, April 23rd, 2016, President Ravindran was there, and this is a picture of myself and Jocelyn with standing beside the Iron Lung in Edmonton. We were there to participate in the End Polio Walk. The Rotary Club of Edmonton Rotary International President Dinner. There's from left to right, Gord Lewis, myself, President Ravindran, Ellie, and Ramiro. The areas of our E-Club. International Community Services, Lynn Ternosky was the chair. We continued on with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library in the Northwest Territories. Henri McIntosh was the person in charge. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 communities fully funded and operational. And Inuvik is starting up as well. Here's some pictures of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. These are actually kids in the Northwest Territories that received their books from our E-Club. International services during my year. We started on the Sabarana Honduras project, and the global grant was approved by Rotary International. Danielle Bork was the person in charge for the project and was assisted by Lynn. Ken Hunter, Jean-Michel Crepin, Frank Yaknishuk, Nishin, Rashmani, Biswanath were all committee members and did a wonderful job. These are pictures from Sabarana, Honduras, as to the need for upgrading their water system. This is the existing pipeline that was built 20-some years before, so it's very decrepit. Also during our year, we've sent funding to the Pashala School in India. E-Club funding was granted to the project, and it provided education, meals, and hope for disadvantaged students. And there's a picture of the school in India. In youth services, Chris Lang was the chair, and we funded and sent Michelle Nangami to a RALA event in London, Ontario. And Chris also arranged to pick up and deliver used books to the Northwest Territories, and he was assisted by Newton Gray and Delwyn Stander. And there is Newton in Inuvik. Actually, he's collecting and delivering used educational books to Canada's north. And this is a picture during the RILA 2016 London event, and that's the student that we sent, Michelle. We also have a sponsored student in Colima, Mexico through Project Amigo. and she's been doing excellent. Laura. She's one of the top students, and actually Ellie and Romero meet with her quite often. We had a new honorary member, Anna Soper, that was inducted into our E-Club on February 11th, 2016. The bios on the screen, she worked at the Ministry of Health and Tobacco Control. 2008, she went to Ghana, where she was a volunteer in a children's home and primary school, and got her interest into Ghana. In 2012, Anna was awarded the Rotary Ambassadorial Scholarship from District 5050 and completed a Master of Arts in International Relations at the University of Ghana. In 2014, Anna started working at the United Nations World Food Program in Rome. But by the end of the year, she moved to Sierra Leone to join the WFP's response to the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. And she continues to work with them to this date. Just an outstanding person, and we're very happy to have her as an honorary member. Anna's the one in the blue dress. Sadly, Al Bergsma passed away. He was well on a camping trip with his family. He was a provisional treasurer for our E-Club and worked with Ellie and past President Bruce Kleberger in the formation of the club. The weekly program, Juan Carlos Rice was chair, assisted by myself, Ellie, Lynn, and Vicky. Our webmaster that year was Lawrence Green, and he was and still is the go-to person for any computer issues. For Foundation, Frank Yakinchuk was a chair, and he was helped by Jean-Michel and Al Fedoriak. Membership, Bruce Kleberger was the chair. Sue Croft, John Kay, Doug Dyer were all on the membership committee, and it was very active. Our new members from that year, 2015 to 2016, Sue Croft, Nishant, Colleen, Henri, Jordan Pins, Jay, Lindsay Lamb, and Vicky. In public relations, Ellie was the chair. She looked after Facebook, the PR table, foundation draws, club runner, and job form. So she was and always is still busy. Our treasurer from last year and this year as well is David Ware. Our secretary is John Kay. And our year, District 5370 governor was Tim Shields, and with his wife Sally. They were also major Dolly Parton Imagination Library sponsors, and still are. And special thanks to the Rotary Club at Innisfail in Alberta. And our website sponsors. So I put together some images of our E-Club during that year. This is a picture at when I was painting at my daughter's condo in Edmonton, and I stopped to chair a September board meeting, and that's how easy it is to chair a board meeting when you're in an E-Club. This is a picture during one meeting. This was happening in Guatemala at near Vicky's home. Lynn had set up an E-Club of Canada 1 booth in Ontario. And Doug Dyer and Joanne Wedd. And there's a nice picture of them. Nishant was helping recent Canadian immigrants. And David and Sharon Ward helped the Salvation Army. Check out the Rotary symbol on David's cap. So during my year, we also helped out with evacuees. We had a major fire in Fort McMurray. And there's myself packing some food, and Joss was helping prepare meals. That's the smoke on the lake from the fire. It was incredible. Ross Hallett presented past District Governor Linda Robertson with an E-Club banner. And I happened to meet up with Rashmani in Edmonton. At the end of our year, we were lucky enough to have achieved the 2015-2016 Presidential Bronze Citation, which was awarded at the June 20th District Award and District Governor Changeover Ceremony. And a thanks to my wife, Jocelyn, who put up with me all year on the computer. Looking ahead, my vision is very similar to what Doug had mentioned, in that we must try to fully engage all members to make them feel like we are a true Rotary Club and they are helping to make a difference in the world. And even though we have coffee chats and fellowship assemblies, the newer members are mostly hesitant to get involved or never asked to be involved. So there is a problem trying to get to know each other. And after a period of time, the new member will lose interest in the club altogether and leave. And the weekly meeting in the future, is it stagnant? Can it be improved? Are there better ways to get our Rotary message out? And it should be reviewed as well. I currently look after the weekly meeting, and it's an area that you know, we have the most amount of visits to our club through, so it's something that should be reviewed. And with that, thank you very much for asking me to be here, and I'll turn my presenter back to where is he here? To Peter.
Well, I'd like to thank all all those last four presidents to let us know and give us a glimpse of what it is to be an E-Club and develop it from scratch, from nothing, and show all the different things that have been able to accomplish in this short period of time. And I'd like to also thank all of you for staying on. We've had 20 people stay on, and really appreciate that for that. Now I want to do something different, because after all, we do have an anniversary celebration, and I really haven't had supper yet, even though it's nearly 10 o'clock or past 10 o'clock here. So I want some cake. And I know Ali has prepared cake, but I also think we should all sing a happy birthday, one way or the other. So everybody needs to turn on their microphone, and then we can make some noise on this platform. Look at Ali go. Right on. Way to go.
Wow, that's some candle.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
So we're all free to talk. This is the difficult thing about E-Club, that we all start talking at the same time. It sounds like you're in the Dominican Republic then, because that's what they do here quite a bit, and in Mexico probably too. But I'm going to step back, and I want you to visit if need be. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. And Ali, could you please make some closing remarks?
Closing remarks. Well, my closing remarks is bring on the cake. Thank you all for being here, and wonderful presentations. Thank you, Laura, Dean, Frank, Barb, Jim, all the members, of course, and our guests. And I wish Lynn a lot of success in her next year, and may our club continue to grow. Bring on the cake.
Ellie, be careful. Ellie, be careful behind you.
You need to hear too much. Hey, where are the drinks? Hello.
Well, good night, everybody, and thank you so much for sharing your evening with me. And here's wishing you 40 years ahead. We'll celebrate in time again. Thank you. Good night.
I would just like to thank Jim, past President Jim, for all his support during the fire. He was on the phone, needed a place to stay, come and stop in at our place. Was on the phone continuously from the time we could get cell service. So that was just marvelous. Thanks, Jim. It was great. Rotarians reached out for that fire, I'll tell you. Above and beyond.
I'm glad it turned out not too bad for you, but yeah, there was a lot of concern because, you know, knowing that from Moirie, so.
Well, we lost about 6 Rotarians over this with the fire and lost their homes completely, but we are rebuilding and they're rebuilding, which is good. So hopefully we'll all pull together and rebuild the community. Can't wait to have you up for the conference in September.
Sounds great.
Okay. Good night, all.
I just want to say thank you, Peter and Ellie, and everybody that put the meeting on. I really appreciate the opportunity to participate, and I loved everybody else's presentations as well. Thank you very much. Good night, all.
Thank you, and good night.